Okay, here we go. Studio 47. Godfather 3. The last one. So now I told some stories of Richie and everything. And Eddie was a big part of it. You got the connection. And Eddie would be running a job. And it'd see to it that he tried to put us together. And a lot of times we were together. Modell's. Eddie running that job. The big job down in the hole there, I don't know. Now, Sam's was there. I don't know what all was there. A lot of those big buildings, we were on Macy's. Bamberger's is what it was. But, Modell's. We were in the supermarket at Modell's. And Freddie ran the supermarket job. And, of course, Eddie ran the whole thing, but Freddie drank. Jeez, he went down to riding a bicycle. I seen Freddie on a bike, and I pulled over. I says, "Fred," he says, "go ahead and go." I says, "No," I insisted. "Throw the bike in the back. I'll take you wherever you gotta go. It ain't a big deal. We'll talk a while." But with Freddie in the supermarket, we would drink a little bit on the job and everything. And he made me, my job, I was the beer man. My main job, I worked. But my job was to make sure there was beer in this. There was a board over the sink, big tub like a sink, and the prints would be on it. But under that, you lifted that board, the beer was in there, and my job was to see to it that there was beer in there at all times. That was my job, see to it. And a lot of times, Freddie got, if I had to collect money from guys or what, to do it, but a lot of times Freddie would do other jobs for different trades, and they would give him the money, and then we'd have enough money to have the beer. But if we needed money, then you collect the money. Same way with food. Once they put the food on a up off 287, up there, that was another big job that Eddie ran. And we wound up over there. On that job, he put us out in the parking lot. Eddie didn't allow any drinking in the building. No drinking in the building. That's it. Must have had orders. And we were out in the parking lot. We were allowed out in the parking lot to have it. So then Eddie would visit us, me and Richie, in the parking lot. And he wore a big coat. Then he would put 2 cans in, one in each pocket, and go back into the building. And then we had a laborer with us. He was good. He helped me over here with the buildings and a little bit. He hooked up with us. He thought he was an electrician. He was a laborer. We had a boom truck, and we set in the parking lot all these lights, set the poles and everything with the boom truck. And we went to go out, and we had a few beers in us, and we left the boom up part way. And when we went to go out, the boom caught on a telephone cable and all that was going across. And it caught on a boom. We're stuck there. Richie got up there, he'll solve it. He climbed up the boom and went to lift that off the boom, like it was. For some reason we just couldn't lower it. I don't know. He went up there to pull it over, put it over the top. And when he did it, it shot him like a bow and arrow. It shot Richie little ways. I don't know. It didn't shoot him far, but it shot him. I can remember it. I don't remember the details, but it was like a bow and arrow. He went. So that was that. And then we separated. The last job, I explained it to you that in Godfather 2, we quit. Argument. Yeah, we quit. And then where am I with this story? My mind goes blank. I'm getting old. That was the last job. That turned out to be the last job. And I seen an ad in the paper, CW. Where's that? Huh, I was going right past it. All these years I'm driving past it. And I asked, made a phone call. I knew one person. He says, "Oh, good job. If you could get that, it's a good job." And I went in for an interview. You got an electrical license, yeah. You went to school, Navy, worked on construction all these number of years. And you lived close like that. Perfect. I got hired. And now my last job, I lasted 3 days at Sunshine Biscuits, 3 days. And then back on construction and all. That was the last job on construction, and when we quit. So I come into this place, clean, nice, like a hospital, perfect, beautiful. After a little bit, I said, I'd have to be crazy to leave this place. I'd have to be nuts to leave here. So I'm finally home. I'm home. And then you're separated. Richie and I are. I'm now at Carter Wallace. And time goes by and everything and all. I remember one time I needed some money, to borrow a little bit of money. And I made a call, and Richard said it was early after we separated. And he says, that all you need? The drawer's full. You have whatever you want. Drawer's full, whatever that meant. It meant the drawer's full. Sometimes the drawer was empty, but the drawer was full. So he stopped by, loaned me the money, and I got it back to him. And time rolling on. And finally, I was there 23 years at Carter Wallace. And the marriage is over, it's divorced, or whatever. And finally one day, my son Mark come home, and he says, Dad, he was working at the hospital. And he was more like a super, I guess, for the company or what. So they had a job at the hospital. He went to the hospital and somebody told him Richie Thomas is there. So he went to visit him, but he was asleep. And Mark said to me, you better get up there. He's dying, you know. And so I went that night. And now I know what room and everything, because Mark was there. And I walk in. This is a pretty long time ago already. God, it's a long time ago. And Richie smoked. And I walk in. That's what got him to smoking. And now that I'm thinking of it, I walked in and there's the room, and I looked. There's this old man laying in a bed. And I looked. I says, "Gee, is that him?" An old guy. And I looked at the hair, like kind of like my little thing here. And I says, by the hair, I says, "That's him. That's him." And at the foot of the bed was a chart or something, and I gave a look. Richie T, that's him. That's him. So he's sleeping. So I shook him a little bit. And he woke up. He opened his eyes and he woke up. And the first words he said was, "How'd you find me?" And I says, "Mark told me you were here." And he says, "I didn't see Mark." I says, "You were sleeping and he didn't wake you up." He says, "He should have woke me up." And then we talked for a little bit. And now here's a guy on his deathbed. And some of the things he's come out with. I'm a money-making machine, Skip. I'm a money-making machine. Whatever that meant. I have no idea. No idea. A little bit of bad language in the middle of it there. And he told me how he had taken care of his daughter. She got married. He had given her a big gift. Big gift. God, you could darn near buy a house with the gift, you know. It was substantial. It was his daughter. So, anyway, we talked for a little bit. When the time was up, I walked out and closed the door. I guess passed away shortly after that, and I never did hear about the exact time, and I didn't get to the wake. I just didn't hear. If I heard, I would have went, but I heard nothing. And then as far as the rest of it with the guys there at the Union Hall, I needed a great big favor. Great big favor. And now the other guy, that connection, he's gone. He's dead. We communicated a little bit, an email or two. He was in Florida and all. I go to the Union Hall with this, asking this big favor. A great big favor. And the guy took care of it. He took care of it. They were good to me. I and my family. I have nothing, no stones to throw. It was a good experience.